Welcome back, everybody. It's another episode of Bold Real Estate Investing. I'm your co-host, Chris Angel, and I'm here with your host, Bill Dean. Hello, Bill Dean.
Hello.
Hello. Hey, you got a great view today of light coming through your window.
Finally.
Yeah, it's awesome. I love it. And that's great because we're talking about how do we bring, just like we're bringing light into your room today, how do we bring real estate investments to you? You didn't have to go out there and chase the light. You just put a window in your room and light came to you.
Well, that can actually happen in real estate as well.
Yes, beautiful. Okay, good.
Because what I want to talk about today is the fact that a lot of times we think, the phrase beat the street.
Yeah,
you have to be out there, possibly door knocking, driving around.
Yeah.
Looking for these houses that might be the next great deal, that one deal that could potentially set you free,
Yeah.
And something that a lot of the big-time, full-time professionals do is they don't spend their time looking for the next deal.
Yeah, right. That would make sense. I mean, that saves you a lot of time. There's a ton of time that goes into trying to beat the streets, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. Time, gas, and I mean, we're not going to talk about this time, but what's your time worth?
Right.
Because
yeah, big time.
It's like it has to be a pretty good payoff to get me out walking on the street.
Right. I think sometimes that's the barrier to entry is like the idea of going out to beat the streets to try to find a needle in a haystack is like, I don't know. And then I just don't make progress on my real estate investing goals.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's absolutely true. It's just one of those like, oh, to have to do this,
Right.
It's a chore. It's not exciting. Like when you find the actual deal and the numbers make sense.
Right. And conversely, I would imagine like if stuff came to me, I would be much more interested in pursuing my real estate investings if stuff was just coming to me.
Yes.
Oh, this is great. I can't wait to hear what you're going to say because now I'm all excited for how does this
perfect. Well, I mean, this is ultimately, if you're into the tech stuff, like this is setting you up to scale your business where you're going to be able to have people helping you on a possibly daily basis, put together these deals, and you'll be able to do many, many more than you could by yourself.
Right.
So this is one of those key steps kind of to get to the point where you have a business running under you.
I love it.
Versus just being a self-employed investor.
Yeah.
So
how do we do it?
There's a lot of different ways to do it, but I'm going to start and kind of go from the cheapest to the, where you can actually spend some real money.
Okay.
But first off, start bombing Craigslist with ads.
Okay.
Now, what I normally run across is looking for Flipper, looking for, whatever. And the ads just kind of like, whatever, it's a Flipper. They're just looking to lowball whoever. So you kind of have.
What does the ad say? So an investor made that ad in Craigslist. They said looking for a flip or something.
Yeah, listen, looking for a house to flip.
And you, as somebody reading through that, you're like, whatever. I'm not really interested in that. So you wouldn't respond. Is that what you're saying?
Because if he's telling you right up front, hey, all I want to do is get the lowest price possible and sell this place.
Okay, I see.
I don't care about you, the house, your situation. I just want a cheap house.
Right.
Like that. If I am selling my parents' house, I'm not going to be like, oh, this guy will buy, broken down house. Like,
right.
Yeah.
Right. I can't wait to lowball my parents. I can't wait to have my parents get taken advantage of.
Exactly.
Right.
So, the ads that are really more effective, and they're so simple, but you've probably seen them, especially where you live, are just ads that say, we'll buy house, cash or term.
Yep.
And
yep.
Simple, straight to the point, but it covers two important bases. One, if your house is priced right, I'll pay cash for that and we'll close quick.
Yep.
At the same time, I can pay you substantially more if you're willing to do term.
Yeah. Got it. Yeah. Okay. I like that. I have a question on that. I want to ask on the cash thing. So do I actually have to have the cash, or is there some creative way to pay them the cash without?
Yes and no.
Or is that what the mortgage is? But I mean, in essence, they're going to get cashed out. Is that?
Well, so you're going to have done some research at this point and at least have some people in your team ready to go.
Right.
Because the truth is, if you find a great deal, let's say you find a house for $40,000 that any day of the week's worth $100, you're only going to need the earnest money to lock it up. $500, $1,000.
Right.
Just to go out and turn around and then sell it to the next person who has the cash.
Got it.
But
Oh,
like,
got it. Okay.
yep. So that in essence is kind of a wholesale setup.
Right.
At the same time, though, if you have investors and just say, hey, this is what I'm doing. These are the profits I'm used to, or what I'm looking for. Then hey, if I need you, can I get this line of credit or this money from you? I mean, a hard money lender is that term, where anywhere from 6 to 14%. But if you know that you can get a house.
I got it. Okay, I got it. So you say that type of an ad, and somebody's like, oh, sweet, like buy cash, like so they call you or they respond to your ad, and they say, well, so I have a house, do you want to buy it? And then this is where the conversation has to happen of like, well, tell me what it is, like what.
Yep.
But you just made the phone ring. Yeah, your phone just rang instead of you having to beat the streets. Now there's a conversation that has to happen, but that would happen anyway. So.
Yep. And the cool thing is you don't have to, it's $100,000 house and they want 120. Like, that's just not really what we're looking for unless, you're willing to take a term, which really just means do some form of owner financing where maybe that if you put an addition and another garage stall in the house is worth 200, one of those things, like there's more room for that. But getting that conversation started, because let's say you have one of those where, hey, my neighbor's selling their house and it's in rough shape so no one's looking at it. Hey, tell me more. What's it? Can you get me in contact with them? Yeah, absolutely. By the way, if I end up going with this deal, I'll make sure I give you a little finder's fee.
Right.
Because now, hey, this guy made a phone call, you buy the house and he gets $3,000. Do you think he'll call you back or tell his friends about it?
Yeah, right. That's good. I think so I just want to restate what I'm learning in this right now. So what I love is that it's making my phone ring, and then there's a conversation that happens, and I feel like for some new investors, the question comes up like, well, I don't know how to do some of that stuff. Like, right. Like I get the concept, but then how do I have that conversation? What things do I need to make sure I cover? Like, how do I do it? How do I get the right terms? Like, and what I want to say is like, well, actually I'm going to just propose, like, have you ever thought about doing a coaching program where people could actually work with you to like give them the answers to all the questions that are coming up right now?
Yes, no, absolutely. I've definitely looked into it. I'm putting all sorts of fun stuff into, presentations and whatnot to help. Because to be honest, how I did it is I had to kind of stumble through it. First one or two, you kind of put your foot in your mouth, but then,
cross your fingers,
rolls around, you start getting your thicker skin, you're ready for the questions.
Right.
And, it's one of those, you're looking for the golden egg, because you're going to get all sorts of, oh, I'm selling my house, I'll take 240. It's like, no, I'm not going to buy your overpriced house. Like,
right. Yeah.
I'm good. That's not really what I'm looking for my portfolio. Thanks.
Yeah. Well, let me say this. I know you're going to share other methods, but what I want to say to you listening to this is like, use Bill as a resource for that. Like if you're like, oh, I like this, but I have questions about the how to do it, then you should reach out to Bill, because he's, obviously you've been listening to the podcast if you've gotten this far in the conversation, right? So reach out to Bill and see how he can help you. I know, Bill, you've been super generous with offering help and conversations to people. So
yeah, no, and there's definitely some guidelines I can put in there, some of the basic keys, but that is kind of more indirect training on exactly what type of investing you're trying to do, because a wholesaler versus a flipper are going to have a little bit different conversations.
Right.
But I mean, the biggest thing is just to get the phone to ring, to stand out, to not just be, hey, I'm looking for my next flip. Where do we both win in that?
Right. Yeah.
But if it's, hey, I pay I pay cash or term for beat up houses plus, $3,000 finder fee. Now you're employing people. Right. They're winning. Yeah. They might clean up their street. They might, hey, I walked and I pass this house every day. I've actually had it where someone said, I swear to God, they're dealing drugs out of this house. Can you just buy it and flip it?
Wow.
Like, we'll check it out,
Well, that's the thing. You could check it out. You could go look on whose title. Like somehow you could find if it's owner occupied or not, can't you? Like in title records.
Yep. Yeah. And that's
right.
That's something we should talk about too another time down the road.
Yeah. Right, because then you know, like if you have, like I would be reluctant to go talk to a drug dealer, like, hey, can I buy your drug house from you? Right? Versus if it was some renter that's selling drugs out of a home and the landlord doesn't know, you could talk to your landlord and be like, hey, did you know? Like, let's just take that off your hands.
But yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, especially if you can improve the place and all that, because and the neighborhood will like you. There's a lot of wins in that.
Yeah,
but that's just like Craigslist, and and where I live, we have our own free listing service, and lots of places have their own. So we're talking like Backpage, some of those other free listing sites. Just go on them. But Craigslist is national. People search them. So that's a great place to start with some of those ads. The other thing is actually just to call agents, to find realtors and just call them up and say, hey, I see you're doing a lot of business, or you have a lot of these flips, or you have a lot. Hey, add me to your list. I buy these things, cash or term. So if you know someone who's has a house they want to dump, they want to move it quick, they don't want to, have it on the market, do a bunch of showings, I'm your guy. Give me a call.
Wow, that's good. Yeah, agents are looking at inventory all day long. Sometimes they're even looking at for sale by owners.
Yep.
Sometimes they're looking at homes as a pre-listing, like they're walking in to kind of get a market evaluation for the homeowner, and the homeowner may decide not to sell it.
Yep.
So agents have all sorts of access to these homes right before they actually go on the market. And
oh yeah, and
sorry, go ahead.
Well, that's what's cool about that too, is yet again, it's a win-win in essence, where hey, you find me the deal, you're getting paid commission. Like that's part of it.
Yeah. Right.
And then if it is a flipper that you're working with, well, by the way, I'm going to sell this house and you're going to list it too, because it's not worth my time.
Right. Good point. Yeah.
The price, I'm going to just keep doing these deals. So, let's work this.
That's a really good point. Yeah. I know a lot of agents, if you're listening to this and you're not familiar with the real estate industry, real estate agents really want listings. They want, it's beneficial for them to be able to put their sign out front of a house. So that's great. I love that idea. Yeah.
Well, it just helps that repeat business. Plus, like right now as a realtor, my buy cycle is like 7 years. So I'll help someone today, and in 2025, they might come back to me and say, hey, we're upgrading or whatever.
Right.
Versus when I work with investors, sometimes it's like, hey, got that one under wraps, cruiser on it, I'm ready. It's been 30 days. We'll find another.
It's been 30 days, right? Let's do another. Right. Good point. Oh, that's really good. Okay. So we've got Craigslist. We've got real estate agents. What other thing? Are there other ones in there?
Yeah. So now, depending where you're at, I just was in Chandler, Arizona for my military relocation professional class.
Right.
And I saw these signs everywhere. They're called bandit signs. And literally they say, we buy homes cash or term. Or sometimes it just says, we buy homes cash and a phone number.
Right.
Both places in the country, they're actually illegal. Like even in my city, they're technically illegal, but they're just going to pick them up and throw them away. They don't really call people. And that's why they call them bandit signs. They stick them out at midnight. And if they make it through the weekend, it's a good day.
I didn't know that's why they called them bandit signs. That's hilarious. When I was an agent, I had a lot of that where I had directional plastic corrugated signs and people would take them out and throw them away. And I wasn't really up on the sign ordinances of the city I was living in at the time. So some cities have ordinances for what kind of signs and where they can be. But if you're going to do it the old bandit style, it doesn't really matter. It's throwaway money.
Correct. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
And so the nice thing about that is I've been actually, I'm across people who've really stretched that out, and they'll actually put that on their car. So on the back of their windshield, I buy homes, cash or credit. It's a mobile bandit sign. In fact, if you go to mobilebandits.com, you can actually buy that from them with your phone number.
Wow.
And then they'd pay their friends to put that on the back, and they'd use a call answering service that had like dial number 4, extension 4. Yeah. And they would pay that person a finder's fee if their car or their sign.
No way. Wow. That's a real system. Wow. That's incredible.
So that way you're not worrying about, did I just stick that in the governor's yard or,
right. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
It's safer. You have permission, but it's a way of tracking leads. So in fact, when I first started, I had a software that would let me pre-record the message and then give out customary extensions so that, if that number dialed off my friends call, or in essence, business cards. So I could track who's giving out my cards. Hey, they dialed number 4. That meant, Tom passed my business on, so Tom's getting a referral fee.
Wow. That's great. I love that.
So this one does cost money, though. I mean, you're going to have to spend. Signs can get down to about like $8 a pop, give or take. I mean, if you go online, you can see a bunch, and you'll find that the stands actually cost the most.
Yeah, the little H stakes, the little metal stakes. Yeah.
I had a trainer who's just said, go get a bunch of paint sticks, shove them in there, stick them down, the stirring sticks.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like you can pretty much cut it to a sharp peak and stick it down in the ground and, take my sign, but I didn't spend $3 on the.
Right.
On the
right. Wow. Interesting. That's good.
But the whole goal of all these is now people are calling signs. They're calling, Craigslist ads that are entirely free. And then you have agents calling you because they're out, oh, I was driving by this place and saw XYZ home,
Right. Yeah. Wow. My branding brain kicks in and I'm like, wow, you could really turn that into a brand that's known around the city if it was, branded a certain way. So then your whole city becomes people looking for you.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, you're going to sell your house and it's run down. You should talk to these guys first. I see their signs everywhere. They buy houses for cash.
Yep.
That's amazing.
And that's the beauty of it, because then now you've employed other people to work for you.
Yeah.
And you're saving money on marketing. And I mean, let's be real. If let's say you give people $2,000 a house that your minimum, like you won't touch unless you're making 5. So you're doubling at least. Hey, by the way, every time I work with this guy, I make like $2,000.
Right.
That's more than, let's say, a 30-hour week job, depending where you work.
Big time. Yeah. Yeah. For being like, hey, I found another, it's just, you're just employing people's eyeballs that are out in the town every day. They're like, oh, here's another, hey, Bill, here's another one. Yep. And if it turns into something, then you pay them. If it doesn't, you don't pay them, but they're still looking and it doesn't take them any extra time.
Yeah. And it's cheaper than like putting out a billboard where like roughly where I live, it's around $1,000 a month for the cheaper ones.
Billboards are
well, $12,000 a year or 6 guaranteed deals that I pay after I've been paid,
Right. Yeah. Good point. Well, when you put the math like that, Bill, that's really compelling. Yeah, that's really good.
Well, that's the beauty of it. I mean, it's, yet again, investing isn't a solo game. We can have awesome teams and awesome networks where we're all benefiting from that know-how. Like we talked about many, many episodes ago when you're like, what can I do? I'm not a real estate agent. I'm not a flipper. I'm not, this or that. It's like sometimes just being the know-how in between is all it takes. Just, hey, I have the lead. I know this guy who does this. I can just put it together, present it, and, make a living.
Really good. I love that. Good. What else? So we've got Bandit signs. What else? Are there other things?
Well, so to really step up the game is going to be mail campaigns.
Oh, okay.
And
yep, I've received some of those.
A little more explaining, but yet again, contact me for kind of a quick tutorial on it. But you can buy lists of either vacant or non-owner occupied homes. So it's really easy for your county, who has the database of everyone, to see who has a different mailing address than the tax they're paying on that property. Right. So, I mean, when I first started, Green came back from a training in Atlanta, Georgia, called my county, hey, can I get a list of all the non-owner occupied homes in my county? Sure. Has anyone asked for this before? No.
Really?
He sent it to me. And it was way too much data.
Yeah, it's a lot of data.
There's 20,000 parcels in my county. And he sent me all 20,000 line by line in Excel spreadsheet. And it was
wow.
Well, now what do I do?
Right, now what?
But anyways, I actually ended up going through and using something called listsource.com. You can buy lists. And so I bought all the non-owner occupied homes, and then use another mailing source. So you can do this right through the Postal Service.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of print ads in your local markets will actually do this too. They're used to this type of mailer. And yet again, just a little tiny card. We'll buy home, cash or term.
Yep.
And send it out. And you want to be fairly specific. Like, I know in my neighborhood, my city is growing north. So I'm not going to find rundown houses in a 2-year-old neighborhood.
Right.
So, very high owner occupancy. And the cool thing is you can actually go into Zillow or Realtor.com or even like Best Cities USA. And it'll tell you the rental population per zip code. So just go find the areas that have more rentals.
Right.
Depending on your strategy, but of course, maybe like in my area, if I convert my duplex to a single family right now, because of the demand for affordable housing, it's worth more. But 4 years ago, during the oil boom, when you couldn't get a place to rent, I could have probably made $1,000 more a month, but I was on just the rental, and it would have been worth way more. So it's you kind of got to know your market. But yet again, you get that list. Start mailing that list, or you can just do blanket neighborhoods where you have opportunity. Like we call them developing zones, where they're being gentrified or they're getting improved, or maybe something's moving in, and start hitting them. Again, that was going to cost usually run me about $300, which isn't that much considering what the return is. But it's could take up to 4, 5, 6 times. The most effective. This is a moneymaker, but the most effective mailer I've ever had, though, was using yellow letter campaigns.
Oh, yes. I've heard of these yellow letters. Like it's just a yellow piece of paper, right?
Yeah. It looks like it's handwritten. Sometimes it's in cursive, and it's just, hey, it's a little bit longer form. It's not just a few words. Tells a little bit of a story. And this is who I am. This is what I'm looking for. I saw you have this property. If you're thinking of selling it, please let me know. Bill Dean.
Right.
At that time, it says, I'm not a realtor.
Interesting. Right. Yeah. Wow. That's amazing. Okay.
That one so a lot of times mailers, they say you get like 1% return. I sent out maybe 300, and I had 15 to 20 people call me.
Wow. That's awesome.
It was, crazy good.
Amazing. Yeah.
And then I still get calls. I did that in 2012, and I got a call.
You still get calls?
Yeah.
You just tucked it away in some folder someday for like when they're going to sell.
Exactly what they do. A lot of these guys, these older property owners, they have a file of everything they've ever done, from replacing the water heater to.
I know, my mom's got all sorts of folders in her house. Yeah.
So yet again, though, you get those mail campaigns, maybe tweak them a little bit to talk about how, hey, maybe if it's not yours, if you know of a friend who has property, please let me know. I always pay referral fees out of appreciation. Let's work together.
Nice. I like it. Okay. So mail, that's good. We got mail. We're up to 4 now. Craigslist. The second one was realtors, real estate agents, bandit signs, and now mailers.
Yep.
Got it.
So, I'm not spend too much time on this.
No, is there more, or was that?
Well, you can keep. There's a lot of options.
We just wanted to wet your whistle today, people.
Yeah.
Really,
This one's gonna be kind of quick, but you can go all the way down to home inspectors, the sewer guys like Roto-Rooters. Hey, you're inside these houses.
Right. That's smart. If you think about who's in or around a house, or the professions that are in pest control. Painters. Yeah. I'll just say like who is in or around a house, and all of a sudden you have all sorts of potential bird dogs, potential people that can refer you.
And you start talking to some of those contractors, some of the big ones. Hey, even when I was going in, I'd go to do a bid on like a roof, and they'd ask me, Bill, should I just burn this place down, or is it worth
first? Oh yeah.
Because they don't know. Because it really could, if you put siding, windows, or roof, redo the kitchens, bathrooms, it's like $80,000 to $100,000 on a small house. It's like, it's only worth 70. So should I burn it down, or? So yet again, a good person to have a relationship with. Besides, they can help you when you are flipping, if you want to have them take care of that. And hey, let me know. Let's work together on these and make some money.
So good. Well, let me invite people to do this. If people want to coach with you, even if they just want to have a conversation with you, just like hey, Bill, I like what you had to say. Like, what do you think I should do about this? Or they want to take it further, and they're like, could you actually coach me, educate me, work with me through getting my own systems in place to do these things, because you just keep dropping knowledge bomb after knowledge bomb on these episodes. And I know I'm getting hungry for like this type, like I'm like, oh my God, like I can see a path. I can see how I can get there. Where can people go to reach out to you if that's what they'd like to do with you?
All right. So go to buildinghomes.com and just type in my comment section. It goes directly to me. It won't be for everyone to read. And just let me know what you're looking for. Because I'll always, I'm actually doing a home show on real estate investing. I'm teaching a class on it.
Cool.
This, coming up. And part of it is just, you're going to get a free consultation to kind of look at your situation and what you're kind of set for with your knowledge, with, you know, what you have access to. We can actually do kind of like figure out exactly, hey, I'd recommend you go this route first and learn this really well. And then we'll, you know, go down that. So that's absolutely free. But if it's someone who actually wants some hands-on, like, hey, let's help me get to my first deal, absolutely let me know and we'll work something out. Because, I mean, not free, but the goal is that you'll make way more money than if you hadn't done anything at all.
Love it. All right, gang, you heard it here. Go to BillDeanHomes.com and connect with Bill there. Bill, thanks for a great episode as always. And until next time, take care.
All right, same with you. See ya.